Hi David.
Hi there.
Up against Bournemouth this weekend. Now the first game you had in your second spell in charge was that 4-0 victory against them. How do you reflect on all that you and the team have achieved since then?
Well, at that time when we came in, every point was really going to be crucial, and it was a great start for us and probably a big boost. The players needed it as well, but I think I have to say what the players have gone on to do in the last 2.5-3 years has been remarkable. From that group of players being near relegation to a group of players which has been challenging towards the Champions League for the last couple of years says an awful lot about them. How they've changed, their characters, of how well they've worked. Their resilience. We used to want to get away from that sort of word flaky with West Ham, and I think for most of the last 2.5 years we have done.
Despite that defeat on Wednesday, do you feel like you've still got the momentum with you following a string of really impressive results?
I thought we played well. I thought there was even in the periods where I didn't play so well and I've had a chance to look at it. Yeah, Liverpool are a good team as well, aren't they? So you can't be expecting to completely dominate a team like Liverpool or play better than them all the time. So I thought we gave Liverpool a good game, and I thought our players put up a decent show.
In terms of team news, have you got an update on Lucas Paqueta?
Just at the moment, we don't think it's maybe as serious as we maybe had a fear at the first time, but I know that the injury is an injury which is not normal for sort of football players. So from that point of view, we have to treat it slightly different. But hopefully we'll get him back shortly.
Cornet and Dawson in contention this weekend, or still too early?
Well, hopefully both of them will have a chance. Maxie's back in the grass. It might come a bit quick for Maxie.
The FA have charged the club with failing to ensure your players conduct themselves in an orderly manner in the game against Southampton. What do you make of that action from the FA?
Well, that makes me laugh really when I think about it. But I think the real reason is the confusion about, first of all, the first part would have been, I don't think everybody's quite aware of the rule that you can now put your foot over the line, and it's okay to put your foot over the line on a throw-in. I actually think that the reason why is the general public. You could have seen the reaction to the public, all the supporters who were in line with it. So I think it's been very badly put out by the people who should put it out. Then the next part is the referee gets in the way of Jared Bowen, which I think that the players find not right. He doesn't referee with any sort of compassion in any way to it, to see that the player couldn't get to the ball, and he impacted on it. So I think the players put themselves in a position where they were all querying the two decisions, because they didn't know the one about the foot over the line, and also the referee didn't get out the way. He should have got out the way if that's where he was, and he didn't do. And unfortunately for the referee, it led directly to a goal, and unfortunately to us it did as well, because he was in the wrong position.
Would you look to appeal any charge that the FA made against the club?
I just see it as being players needing to know exactly what was expected. The referee was in the wrong position, so that was probably the first one. And the second one was to say what about him putting the foot over the line as well?
Take on Bournemouth on Monday night. Gary O'Neill, former Hammer, in charge on an interim basis at the moment. Just one defeat since he's taken over. What have you made of what he's been able to do so far?
He's done very good job. I've got to say Scott Parker done a brilliant job at Bournemouth as well. And getting them up and getting them in the Premier League's a great achievement. And Gary's picked it up and taken it on a little bit as well, so he's done very well. It's not easy to go on sort of long these runs in the Premier League, especially being a new club, but they've had a really good start to the season.
Did Jared Bowen come back okay from Wednesday night? Obviously naturally disappointed to miss that penalty, I imagine.
Yeah, we were all disappointed, because it gave us a big opportunity, but these things in football happen, don't they? And what you do is it makes you stronger, and you find a way of getting better.
And finally, for me, Steven Gerrard lost his job at Aston Villa last night. What was your reaction to that decision?
Well, I'm really disappointed for Steven Gerrard himself, because we want to get young new managers in and around the league. We've seen it with Steven Gerrard, we've seen it with Frank Lampard, for example. We've got some other managers who've come into it. So that's disappointing for me. But Stephen will be fine, because he's an incredible player. I don't need to say that, but he's also shown that he's a very good manager as well, and I've got no doubt he'll go on to manage again. Got no doubt he'll go on to be a success elsewhere. sometimes in this business, it just doesn't fit, or it's maybe just not the right time, or things just don't quite work out for you. But I've got no doubt he'll go on to be a future very good manager.
Thanks, David.
Hi David. You said after the Liverpool defeat that you were happy with your players' overall performance. You just repeated it again there, but you felt your players hadn't been ruthless enough in front of goal. How can you look to address that between now and Monday?
Well, I can't do an awful lot between now and Monday, but all we can do is sort of make them more aware that we're thinking that we're missing too many opportunities. We need to get a better goal tally than we're getting at the moment. We need more goals from every area in the pitch. Over the last few years, we've spread the goals round quite a bit, and we went a long time last year where we didn't score many. Our forward players didn't score many goals, but our centre halves, our midfield players were coming up with goals. So we've got to hope that we can do that again this season and get the goals all around the team.
Looking at your upcoming fixtures, you've got 3 games to come in the space of 6 days from Monday, 5 in 13. I'm sure with that in mind, keeping players fit and ready and recovered is going to be key. So how do you strike the balance of recovery versus time spent on tactical work on the training pitches?
Well, you probably answered it. There's very little time to do that. You're trying to give the players recovery time from the games and getting them ready, preparation time. And I said, if you look back to probably our best season, a couple of years ago, we had a sort of Saturday to Saturday games most of the time, times to prep the team, try to get prepared correctly for every game. It gave us a better chance to do so. But we made a pretty good go at it last year, and I'm sure we'll make a good go of it this year as well. But it's a difficult schedule for everybody.
Yeah, with that in mind, then, when it comes to team selection, can you kind of take each game in isolation, or do you very much have in mind the amount of games you've got to play between now and winter break?
Well, I think we've got 7 to go. I think we had 8 before we played Liverpool. Better check that, but I think that's what we've got. So obviously we need to think how we use the players well enough, and who we think is ready for the job. You always want to try and play what you might think is your best team, but quite often with situations like this, you have to keep slightly chopping and changing now and again to keep things a bit fresher.
So Bournemouth up next for you on Monday, of course, going pretty well under Gary O'Neill. How different a challenge are you expecting from them compared to your last league outing at Anfield?
Well, I think every game in the Premier League, doesn't matter who you play, has the same level of difficulty. You try and do the same preparation for whoever you play. It wouldn't matter if it was Liverpool or Bournemouth or anybody else would do the same. So we'll go into the game knowing that it's a really important home game for us. Our form at home has been pretty good, and we want to try and keep that going.
Just 2 points separate you and Bournemouth. In fact, only 5 points currently between the top 10 and the bottom 3. Aren't you surprised at all by how tight the table is looking? 10, 11 games in right now?
No, I'm not surprised, because I said I don't think there's very little between the teams, and I think the teams at the bottom, you're seeing some very good sides now round the bottom, which could easily change and maybe don't deserve to be in the bottom, or won't be in the bottom, so it could change. So I think that the tightness is not a surprise. Obviously we know there's 3 or 4 very good teams and exceptional teams, but I think there's not much between the rest of them after that.
Finally from me, you spoke recently about the fact you feel your team really aren't far away from reaching the impressive levels of last season. How close do you feel they are to those impressive levels right now?
I think we were impressive in midweek. I think we're back to our levels. I think we're close to showing exactly what we can do. But you'll always be looking for things we can get better. As I said, if our finishing could have been better. If our finishing was better, then we'd probably get a really positive result at Liverpool.